Assalamualaikum. And hello YouTubers. Pro 2 is here. In this video, I will share with you guys on how to properly recharge your AC system. In my last video, I already shared on how to repair a leaking compressor. All the rebuild work for this compressor is based from the user manual in PDF format. Denso, Sandan, Toyota and Santich automotive components are among the user manual materials or a guidebook which I refer to. A user manual always provides users with quick and detailed answers, define the terms, processes and techniques in full description and in extremely detailed. In the same video, I also shared on how to remove the compressor from the engine bay, and how to install the compressor on the engine bay with the torque recommended by the compressor manufacturer, Denso itself. If you want to know more about this DIY project, I'll put the video links in the description. Here are the tools you're going to need to do a proper AC system recharge. We need a set of manifold gauges which tell you the pressure of the air conditioning system, which is very important. We also pull a vacuum on the AC system and fill up the AC system through this, so you need to have a set of manifold gauges. Then you're going to need a vacuum pump, because we're going to have to pull a vacuum on the AC system. We're going to need refrigerant R134A to recharge car AC system. We need a digital scale to measure how much refrigerant we're putting in. These scales make it easier to calculate how much refrigerant should be placed in the AC unit. While filling the system from the can, you can watch as the weight of the tank on the scale decreases, knowing exactly how many grams you have added to the system. While you can use the pressure on the gauges to get close to the correct amount, a scale will tell you exactly. Having the exact amount of refrigerant in the system will prevent overheating, prolong compressor life, and make the entire system more efficient. You're going to need a nozzle to tap the refrigerant. The nozzle tap allows you to connect with the refrigerant can and the yellow hoses of the manifold gauges. You're going to need these two quick coupler. This quick couplers allow you to attach the manifold hoses onto the AC lines. And that's it. With all these tools, I'll show you how easy it really is to recharge your air conditioning system. Before we start, take safety precautions for air conditioning work, because refrigerants can cause frostbite and permanent eye damage. It is always a good idea to wear protective gloves and safety glasses. The next step is installation of the nozzle tap to the R134A. Separate the base of this nozzle and place the base on the top of the refrigerant. Push and lock the nozzle base. How does this nozzle tap work? When you turn this nozzle valve clockwise, the pin in the nozzle will go down and pierce this refrigerant. Turning it counterclockwise will release the refrigerant. Install the top of the nozzle and tighten it. We will take the weight reading before and after recharge the AC unit. By subtracting the weight before and after, we can find out how much have been filled into the compressor. Next, I will attach these two unit R134 quick coupler to the manifold hoses. Detachable copper adapter for easy maintenance. These quick coupler has an adjustable pin in it. Clockwise turn the knobs, the internal pin is lower down, and open the Schrader valve in service port. This reduces the wear for the Schrader valve in AC service port and ensure there's no leakage of refrigerant when connect and disconnect the port. This blue one will be connected to the low pressure side of the manifold gauge. To install this, just pull the lock ring by hand and press manually to lock the connection in place. The red one will be connected to the high pressure side of the manifold gauge. A close-up of AC manifold gauge set. The blue hoses, gauge, and valve knob represents the low pressure side of the air conditioning system, and red ones represent the high pressure side. The yellow hose in the center is designed for recharging the system with canned refrigerant or evacuating the system. The low side gauge is also known as a compound gauge because it can also provide a reading for vacuum expressed in inches of mercury when performing an evacuation. Next, locate the low and high side service ports. For Proton Wearer, the low side pressure service port is generally located on the passenger side of the engine bay. Usually have their service port caps marked L. The high side lines just beside it, and the cap are marked H. Before you connect the hoses, make sure that both the high and low side valves on the gauge manifold are closed. The coupler also must be in the closed position before connecting to the service port. To close, turn the knob on the top of the coupler counterclockwise until it stops. Next, screw off the caps and connect the couplers to the service ports. Open the valve couplers by turning the knob on the top of the coupler clockwise until it stops. The manifold gauge valve is still in closed position. Both gauges should read 0 pounds per square inch. The system has no refrigerant, then we can begin pulling a vacuum on it. To do this, connect the yellow middle line to your vacuum pump. Plug in the pump and start it running, then open both valves on the manifold gauges fully. You should see the pressure rapidly drop on the low pressure side. The low pressure gauge should go down to -28 or -30 inches of mercury. Once it reach -30 inches of mercury, closed both low and high pressure valve and then turn off the pump. At this point, you should wait for 30 minutes or an hour to see if the vacuum holds. It's been almost 50 minutes. Now, check the low pressure gauge reading for any changes. When the gauge reading changes, this is a sign of leakage. Check the pipe or hose connector points, and repair if necessary. But in our case, no leakage occurred. So, we will further evacuate the system for about 30 more minutes. Next, close all valves and stop the vacuum pump. Disconnect the yellow hose from the vacuum pump. We must know each system has a specific amount of refrigerant that it needs to operate correctly. The correct pressure is the most important aspect of any air conditioning system. When pressure gets too low, or high, the system will not work properly. So, before we recharge the AC system. You need to know how much refrigerant and what kind of refrigerant for your vehicle. Usually, there's a sticker located on your car. For Proton Wearer, you can find it here. You can see on this sticker, it says, using only R134A, which most common in today's cars. Also it's tell you how much we're going to add refrigerant. And it says we're going to have to add anywhere between 600 to 650 gram. Connect the charging hose to the refrigerant can. Screw the can's tap down fully to pierce the can. Then open the can's tap again. This will allow the refrigerant flow in the yellow hose. Now, purge air from the service line to avoid system contamination from air and moisture. Gently and slightly unscrew one end of the yellow hose until some refrigerant escapes, then retighten it. This clears out the air so it does not get pushed into the AC system. Start the digital scale and push the tare button. To tare the container, place it on the balance, wait for a stable reading, then press the tare key. Pressing the tare button, which is labeled 0, will reset the displayed weight on the scale back to 0. You can watch as the weight of the tank on the scale decreases, knowing exactly how many grams you have added to the system. Now, start the vehicle. Put on the AC, setting the temp on coolest and fan speed at highest. This will ensure that the AC compressor remains on to draw in the refrigerant. Next, open up the valve on the low pressure side of the manifold gauge. The compressor will kick on when there's enough pressure. That's what's going to draw in the rest of our refrigerant. We just wait for the compressor to kick on. Perfect. It just kicked on and you can see the low pressure side drop down while the high pressure side is slowly building pressure up. This will increase as we add more refrigerant to the systems. Now we just wait for the compressor to suck out the refrigerant from the can. Manifold gauges can tell you if the system pressures are in a normal range, overpressurized, or underpressurized, but they cannot tell you if the system has the correct charge. The only way to know if your system is properly charged is to evacuate it and add new refrigerant with a scale. In other words, if your system is low on charge, you can't use your gauge set to add refrigerant to get to factory specified fill capacity. The same applies if your system is overcharged. You can't recover refrigerant through the gauges to get down to the factory specified fill capacity. But gauges can give you a rough idea of what might be going on with your system when it's running. Check the temperature from the thermometer inside the cabin. It should now read a lower temperature, suggesting that the charging process went properly. Continue adding R134A until it reaches 600 gram on scale. We're almost at 600 gram. I will stop the recharging process anytime now. I'm going to close low pressure valve now. Also we will close the nozzle tap can. That's 600 gram with plus minus in the system. Let's check the temperature in the car. Alright, everything went smoothly. We completely and properly filled the AC refrigerant. Next, remove the yellow hose from the nozzle tap can. And take the weight of this can. 340.9 gram. The initial reading before recharging the AC system was 939.2 grams. 939.2 grams minus 340.9 grams equals 598.3 grams. 99.8% almost full. And let's shut off the low side valve and then pop that off. Make sure we screw our caps back on to protect the Schrader valve, and it also helps seal the system. Next, let's shut off the high side valve. And then pop that off. Let's go check out the temperature real quick. Look at that, 12 to 9 degrees in there. That's exactly what we want, way better than the 35 degrees that was coming out of there before when the compressor was bad. That is how you properly recharge your air conditioning system. Hopefully this video was helpful. If it was, remember to give it a thumbs up. Also, if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing up. Use this information at your own risk. Any injury, damage, or loss that may result from improper use of any tools and equipment, or from the information contained in this video, the user must take responsibility. If you think this video helpful for you, remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Enjoy cautiously and good luck. Pro to DIY.